What is this, day 4? Day 4 for me? Yeah, day 4. It's day 4. We are at, this is Jamestown Coffee, right babe? Hey, this is Jamestown Coffee. Okay, Jamestown Coffee. I needed to get some coffee. I haven't had any coffee in like 2 days. It's not cool. So we just ordered breakfast. Gonna get some coffee, eat some breakfast. Where are we going, babe? Mall?
After this,
Yeah.
we're going to the mall. And then we're going to the castle.
Okay. Okay. Osu Castle, right?
And then I'm thinking maybe we go to Jamestown Fish. Like to see how, I mean, it smells really bad, but there's a lot of history there.
Okay. We'll
Maybe,
see.
I don't know.
I thought you said you wanted to go to the farmer's market.
Oh, that's what we're going.
Okay. Are you trying to get something there from the farmer's market?
Southside.
Oh yeah, you've been looking for soursop for like 3 days. Okay. He wants to go to the farmer's market to get soursop. Let me show you guys the coffee shop. There's hubby. Hi, babe. Okay, he has something in his ear, so he's not listening right now. That's the cafe. So yeah, you'll see my Ghana Black Stars jersey. Have my name on the back. It's so cute. Yeah, I'll take y'all along with me. I had like some issue with my camera. We're trying to fix though, so I'm trying to get these vlogs out, but my SD card has some weird corruption situation, so we're trying to figure out how to fix that so I can get my other footage off of it. We made it to oh Lord. Made it to the Osu Slave Castle, so we're about to go on a tour. We have some other people here with us too.
Yes, so you're all welcome to Christiansborg. Christiansborg is also called Osu Castle. Yes, so Christiansborg was named after King Christian IV of Denmark. Yes. So this castle has gone through several stages, from the trading era, the slave trade, the colonial era, our seat of government. Today is a museum. Yes. So many historians believe that Africa's evolution started from Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca. So Mansa Musa in history was the king of the Malian Empire. And then in history they say he's the richest man who ever lived. So Mansa Musa was a Muslim. He had performed the 4 pillars of Islam. And the doctrine is that you perform 5 pillars. So he had performed 4. The 5th one, that's the pilgrimage to Mecca, so far as you have the means. When he took 4, he took along 60,000 servants, where 12,000 of them carried 4 gold bars on their head each.
Wow.
Yes. Along the route, he shared so much gold. There was inflation on gold in Egypt. And then also, by then the European economies were not doing as great. So it made so much noise. And then the Europeans were looking for the gold route. This can even be found in the Catalan Atlas, 1375, where you find Mansa Musa's dynasty. And then many historians and then photographers drew the gold routes looking for the gold. So that's how the Portuguese got to our shores first in 1471.
They were looking for the gold from
Yes.
Mansa Musa.
Yes.
Okay.
So they noticed that there was so much gold along.
You
Right.
wanted some place.
Yes. So finally, the Portuguese got to our shores. In 1471, they arrived at Elmina. Elmina is about 4 hours drive from here. When they got there, and then it rained, they could pick gold along the shores. So the name there, Amina, that means the mines.
Amina.
They also built the Elmina Castle, being the first and the biggest castle along the shores of West Africa. They then thought of expanding their markets. That's how they got to the Osu community here in the 1550s. They enjoyed the monopoly since they were the only Europeans along the coast. So later, over a century, where they were expelled by the Swedish. The Swedish also had about 7 years of trade, where the Danish also came forcefully and expelled the Swedish. Now the Danes then bought this land for 3,200 gold florins, and then they built this castle in 1661. So in the 1660s, this castle is built. The Danes traded with the locals. They brought the gunpowder, schnapps, wine, tobacco, mirror, and then they exchanged with our gold, ivory, and spices. This trade went on from the 1660s to the 1670s. In the 1670s, all these European nations had lands in the Caribbean. The Portuguese had the Brazils, the French had the Saint Martinique, Saint Martin, the Dutch, Aruba, Suriname, and other islands. The English, Jamaica, US of A from the Spanish. The Danish also had the Danish West Indies, today called the US Virgin Islands. St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix Islands. Where all these European nations needed labor, people to work on their plantations. Because there was the influx of sugar cane in the Caribbean, branded on my chest, my back, or my waist, for easy identification. They were also sorted out. Weaker ones there, stronger ones there. Infected ones there, uninfected ones too also there. Where in the market valuation, the stronger ones are being priced higher than the weaker ones. They are then being kept in these dungeons, where they spend 3 to 6 months in these dungeons. Because it takes the slave ship 3 months to get there and 3 months to come back. You have 12 dungeons here. I'll take you to 2 of them, the male and the female slave dungeon. And we'll see what happened to our people. This trade went on until 1679, where the Danish governor here was murdered by his vice, Peter Bolton. So Peter Bolton murdered his boss, and during that moment of chaos, the Portuguese arrived from Sao Tome and also came here and captured here for 4 years. When they had here for 4 years, they built the church on the dungeon. They brought about issues between Portugal and Denmark because they have taken their trading post away from them. Finally, the Danes took it and traded from 1683 to 1693, where a local man from the eastern part of Ghana also came here and captured here, disguised himself as a cook, and had here for a year. His name is called Nana Asameni. When we get to the church, I'll tell you more about him. After a year he had here, he went into negotiation and sold back the castle to the Danish. And the Danish took it from 1694 to 1792, where the finance minister of Denmark, Erik Schimmermann, sent the bill to Parliament to abolish the transportation of our people. The right word here is the transportation of our people, not the usage of our people. So the transportation of our people finally was abolished in 1803. And the abolishment wasn't due to how inhumane the activities were. It was then due to how they've invented the steam engines, machines, that were now doing the work.
Chill, bro.
Yes. So we are in the male slave dungeon. In here, the men were here. 60 men in chains and shackles here. 60 men in chains and shackles there. They were in here for 3 to 6 months, awaiting the ships to come. They had their air from here. They had their food and water dropped down from there. So when the food drops, the survivor of the fittest. You need to be strong, you need to be smart, find something to eat. They release everything through their bodies in here. Their urine, their feces, their vomit, everything right in here. Many of them got sick, some of them died. So when they die, they are being put in sacks and they're being thrown into the ocean. So that they'll go right beneath the ocean and not float around the coast for people to see what's going on here. This was what our people went through. Yes. This is also the female slave dungeon. In here, 30 women here, 30 women in there. They were also here for 3 to 6 months. Had their air from here. Their food and water also came from here, but when the church was built on the dungeon, this one got built. They later had it from the doors. Yes. So this castle was built for 3 main purposes: as an accommodation, as a trading post, and as a storage facilities. So these dungeons were then storage facilities. So when slavery became a thing, these storage rooms became dungeons where humans were kept. Yes. This was what happened to people in here. Yes. They've also been taken advantage of. Many of them gave birth. And then their children were taken from them, educated their children. Some became foremen in the plantation, some was in charge of their parents' businesses. Yeah, that's what. So I would say this is our most popular feature in the castle here. We call it the presidential stairway. It was designed by the English during colonial rule. So designed such that the sideways are being used by the commoners, anybody that comes in here. And the middle is being used by the important personalities. The king, the queen, the governor, this is the middle passage. Form like a red carpet here. So later in 2007, Ghana will change our money. We did a redenomination of our currency, such that we used to have 10,000 bill, 20,000 bill. When we changed it, 10,000 became 1, 20,000 became 2. Due to that, our biggest denomination became the 50 cedis note, the brown one. We have a 50. That became our biggest denomination. And then this castle was our seat of government in 2007. So in Ghana, ours is that our seat of government is always featured on our highest denomination.
That's a workout. Oh, yeah. So much history here. Hi.
So this was the highest point of the castle. You see every monumental building, they have on their flags. So this was where the flags were mounted. So later, some parts of the building, the additions were made.
Don't move, I'm gonna get
Wait, but I'm sure you could see everywhere.
See a cover on. Okay, yeah, come on, let's go.
The news was sent by his uncle to come and see what's going on in here. So when he came, he roamed around the community. He learned the Danish language. An opportunity came as a cook in the castle. He grabbed the opportunity. He was able to get near those in authorities as he could interpret the language. So he gained their trust, and then in some time he told them that he's going to bring in people to come and trade. So Prince Asimenu went home, and then he brought 80 soldiers dressed like traders. The tradition here is that when you buy something, you try it to see how effective it is. So upon trying the guns, they use them on the British soldiers.
Oh, that's smart. Yes.
So when the English later had it from the Danish, they built certain structures on the building. So this part was built by the English for their royals. So prior to Queen Elizabeth II's visit in 1961, she brought all these to come and use. So Queen Elizabeth II slept in this bed right here for 11 days, from 9th to 20th of November 1961.
Same mattress?
So the only additions,
Okay.
the only additions are the mattress and then the towels. But the woodworks are all from 1961.
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
Would have been more impressive.
No, the lights.
Can't keep that for.
Just want to see what they slept on. What kind of mattress
Had
they put in sleep.
a program here on 19 June. Yes, so many things have changed. Okay, so in history, only 2 people have slept in this bed. The second is Prince Charles. Today is King Charles. Yes. So there's a school in Ghana called Achimota Secondary School. It is also named the Prince of Wales School. So their 50th anniversary in 1977. Prince Charles was a special guest of honor for the occasion. So when he came, he said, I want to sleep in the bed that my mother slept in. So he also graced this bed for 3 days. 1st to 10th March 1977. Ever since. It has been in here touched.
So how much for a night? How much for a night? You make a lot of money if you guys do that.
Gonna do it. Yeah. Good. I'll send that to my boss. John Rawlings. So John Rawlings was born to a Scottish father and a Ghanaian mother. He came through the military. So he did a first coup d'etat in 1979, but it wasn't successful. So during the court trials, his lamentation about corruption, the public sympathy he had, later his junior officers freed him. When he got freed, he staged another one right away from the next day. And then the second one was successful. But he didn't rule for long. He ruled around 112, 114 days, where he paved way for an election. Hillary Mann won the election and ruled for 2 years. Then Rawlings.
Made it so narrow.
I know.
Oh, there you go.
I want to show you something real quick. Onto the boat, onto the ship, to the New World. Specifically St. Thomas, St. John, St. Carl, in the US Virgin Islands. Well, 126,000 of our people were taken to the bay. 126,000. Elmina, 1 million plus. Cape Coast, 500,000 plus. So So in total of our continent, we are looking at about 13.5 million of our people that were taken from our shores. And about 15% of these people lost their lives. Even if you read about the Zong massacre, where the English slave ship Zong, that took from Jamestown here to Cape Coast and was bound for Jamaica. Due to navigational error, they arrived as a Dominican Republic. Due to the conditions at sea, shortage of food and water, where our people were insured as cargo, 132 plus of our people were poured into the ocean, and they all perished. So later in 1998, the emancipation program was held. The emancipation program to break the chain of slavery, where two enslaved descendants, their mortal remains, Osu Castle and Lady Christa from the US of A and Jamaica, their mortal remains were exhumed, brought and passed through the doors of Cape Coast Castle. There was a ritual done to change the names of these doors from the door of no return to the door of return. So today these doors are now called the door of return, because our forefathers that has left in flesh, some has now come back. And then also in 2019, we initiated the Year of Return program. The Year of Return program to bring back people from the diaspora and all walks of life back home. So from 2019, we've seen many people from the diaspora come back to our shores. It was in 2019 because it marked the 400th year the first slave ship arrived in Jamestown, Virginia, in the US of A. So the first slave ship that arrived in the US of A was in 1690. Okay.
Alright guys, we have finished the tour for the Osu Castle. The dungeons were very heavy. You could literally feel the spirit as soon as you walk in. Just very heavy. But very educational. Next time I come to Ghana, hubby is going to take me to the big castle. That's about 2 hours away. We were pressed for time, so we came here. But it was a good tour. Our tour guide was so knowledgeable. And it was just a good learning experience, just to know where your ancestors came from and all the history behind it. I have to take a breather because this can be heavy, but tour is over. Did you enjoy yourself, babe?
No.
So we just saw the